Mark here, and welcome everybody. We're going to talk about how we can change our worlds, how our inner world creates our outer world. Okay, we're going to talk about the power of the subconscious. So, welcome everyone, and feel free to ask any questions. We might take an hour or less, depending on how many questions we have. Thank you. All righty, so this webinar is about the inner world and how our inner world, our energy, creates our outer world. Now, as many hypnotists believe, the subconscious mind is our soul. Okay, so let's talk a little about this. So let's imagine a light bulb. The light bulb itself would be your body, the physique, the body. And inside that light bulb, we have filaments, which we will consider our souls. And then when current, the light comes in, the souls, we're going to call that the spirit. So we have body, soul, and spirit. Okay, so just imagine a light bulb with the filaments, and the current that comes in, lights up the light bulb, would be the spirit. So the soul wants to be enlightened. That's why we're here. Okay. The soul is experiencing this duality here and now in order to remember, remember with God, the source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, and to manifest and create our divinity here and now. So it's about remembering who we are. We are spiritual beings first and foremost, living in duality, living here in earthly experience, in my opinion, in order to remember who we are and manifest our divinity here and now. Okay. So the greatest joy, in my opinion, again, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. If it does, that's okay. So good.
Sorry, but the voice is not clear, Mark. The voice is not clear. Sorry.
Okay. Well, how about now? Is that better, Hisham?
Yeah, now is better. Yes, now is better.
All right. So I was
It
saying.
was very far and it was cutting also.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Hisham, for that. I appreciate that. So I was saying that the greatest joy, in my opinion, is where for the soul, that is the interplay between this duality and divinity. This interplay is the opportunity to be extremely joyful no matter what. So having said that, if you accept, for example, that your subconscious mind is your soul, then there's a lot we can do in order to create and co-create and manifest divinity. So let's talk about this a little bit. Your soul wants to be enlightened, of course. And I gave you the example of the light bulb itself being your body.
Mark, it's very far. It's very, very far.
Well, I'm trying to get as close as I can. Let me see what I can do here. Let me check out the volume.
No, but I mean, is it my problem or everybody can have the same problem?
I don't know. Well, let me know.
Not that clear. Audio is not that clear.
Okay. Well, how about now?
If you make it much more, it's better.
Well,
still very far.
Yeehaw! Can you hear me now? Is that clear?
Yeah, this is clear. Yeah.
Well, I'll do my best here. Let's make it work. Even if I have to increase the volume here, I'll do that. So, again, a light bulb is the light bulb is your body. The filaments inside the light bulb is the soul, and the current that comes in the light bulb is your spirit. That's the way I see it. So, having said that, just keep in mind that your subconscious mind is your soul. Okay, so your soul or the subconscious mind contains all your emotions, your permanent memories. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, little better, yes. Little better.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that your soul or your subconscious mind contains all your emotions, your core beliefs, your habits, The permanent memory, everything you've done in your lifetime is recorded in the subconscious mind or the soul, whether it's this lifetime or previous lifetimes, if you believe in that. Okay. Now in my work, because I do a lot of regression work, to me it's a certainty. But keep an open mind, and let's see what we can explore together today, and see if it resonates with you. Okay. So before we start, I want to mention one thing. You are the cause and only cause of your world and transformation. You are the cause of your world and your transformation. What happens externally, you can interpret in any way you want. Whether it's pain, suffering, the death of a close one, it doesn't really matter if you really know who you are and your purpose here on earth. Okay, now that's just my belief, but I use and adopt these beliefs because it makes me stronger. The strongest people on the planet are people who have faith in source, faith in God, faith in all that is, faith in the divine creator, whatever you call it. Okay, are you with me so far?
I'm with you.
Okay, so any questions, please just chat with me and I'll try and do my best and answer all of them. So there are three so-called secrets to create your inner world, which will create your outer world. Three so-called secrets. The number one is we need to change our stinking thinking. I used to be a sales trainer, so I learned a lot from Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy and all those greats. So Zig Ziglar used to talk about stinking thinking. In other words, your negative thinking or your negative patterns of thinking. So let me go into detail a little bit more what you want to do in order to create inner peace or inner joy or inner happiness, whatever high frequency feeling you would like and desire. The first thing we need to do in order to gain that and feel that peace, and I would say peace is a higher vibration than joy, and joy is a higher vibration than love. The first thing we need to do, in my opinion, is to completely stop all the criticism, all the judgments, all the blame, and taking things personally. They say that the quality of the fruits depend on the quality of the roots of that tree. I learned this many, many years ago from Brian Tracy, and it seems to apply, and it seems to be very effective once you stop criticizing, judging, and blaming others and take responsibility for your emotions, no matter what. Once you decide to take responsibility for your emotions, you have gone up to a higher level of consciousness. Your inner world starts to change, and so does your outer world. Any questions on that theory or that concept or belief? Okay. So having said that, how do we catch ourselves with these patterns of negativity, these patterns of stinking thinking? Well, there are many ways, but one way, which I used to do a long, long time ago, decades ago, was every 2-3 hours, I would jot down my feeling. How am I feeling? And then 2 hours later, I'll jot down, how am I feeling? Grumpy, crabby, angry, fearful, whatever. And I would do this for 10 days. Every 2-3 hours, I would jot down how I'm feeling, and I would catch myself thinking in a certain way, or judging, or criticizing, or blaming, which is terrible when it comes to creating your inner world. Okay, so, and also taking things personally. For example, it doesn't matter what people think of you, really. your opinion of yourself is more important than the opinion of others. So once you reach that level of confidence or that higher belief, things start to change rapidly. And I know from experience, not from theory, from experience. So the number one thing is to change your stinking thinking, catch yourself with those negative patterns of thinking, and start adopting new ways of thinking, more positive ways of thinking. Okay, now, of course, I do this in my coaching sessions. I do this, I'm in Dubai now and with Illuminations, and I help people start shifting their patterns of thinking, their negative patterns of thinking. Number two would be to change our limiting beliefs, unconscious limiting beliefs and conscious limiting beliefs. So they're related to each other. Now, when you start changing your beliefs to higher frequency beliefs, for example, I'll give you a belief. You're the source of everything you want. In other words, be the source of everything you want. If you want love, be loving. If you want money, and you have only $1 in your pocket, give 15 cents to a beggar. This will show that you have abundance. This will show your subconscious and your soul that you are enough, that you have enough. Even if you don't, realistically, the fact that you give and share what you have, whether you have a little bit or not at all, will give you and help you attract more money, more love, more joy, etc. So be the source of what you would like to receive. There's a book called Conversations with God. Neil Donald Walsh talks about this as well. I had many, many teachers in my lifetime. Of course, you do not have friends. You do not have enemies. You only have teachers. Think of it that way. Okay? Am I making sense to some of you?
Yeah.
Anybody? Kriti, am I making sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So don't be shy.
No,
Don't ask me any
no, it's
questions.
making sense.
Okay. Thanks, Marianne. Marianne. I speak French, so I pronounce it Marianne, but it's Marianne. Well, Nilesh, okay. All right, good. So let's continue. Discover your limiting beliefs, those who are conscious beliefs that you can change, and your unconscious beliefs. And then you will truly live by your values. Once you truly live by your values and not society's values, you have a certain serenity and joy within your heart. Okay? So again, if you're interested in this type of work to change your thinking and to catch yourself thinking negatively and to change your beliefs that are conscious and unconscious, then you can always, come to Illuminations and set appointments, and I can guide you with that. It doesn't take that long. It can take long, of course, but usually in 3 sessions, we can do a lot of work. And believe you me, it's very effective. To me, it has been a wonder to find and discover these limiting beliefs. So I was talking about some highly or high frequency beliefs. Be the source of what you want. Also, I would say everything
Sorry,
is
can I have a question, Mark?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you said that by living with your beliefs and your faith and your ideas in life, okay, or concept in life, you can live happily. But sometimes it's totally the opposite. If you are in a community that is corrupted, that it have a lot of problems and evil, so you are against this community and against this kind of ideas and concepts. So how you think that you can be happy if you are fighting all the time against the people or against this community?
I understand what you're saying, Hisham. What you resist will persist. What you observe will disappear. So let me tell you something. Remember that the dark side is actually working for the light. remember that evil is actually working for the light, whether you know it or not. So my point is, Hisham, raise your beliefs above this duality. Raise your beliefs and have your beliefs transcend this duality. I understand what you're talking about, and I have a feeling I know which government you're talking about. But the point is, you get to a point where you will transcend this duality, and even death is nothing. Death is a transition, Hisham. After you die, you're bathing in love. Okay? Now, how do I know that? Because I've died a couple of times in my work with shamans in Peru and breath work. You have a death and rebirth, a psychological death and rebirth. And once you connect with your guides, or you connect with loving vibrations or the divine, your belief system starts to change. Does that make sense to you, Hisham?
I'm trying to get what are you saying. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I mean, acknowledge all what are you saying.
Let me put it to you this way. The spiritual always leads. The spiritual always leads the mental, the emotional, the energetic. The spiritual always leads. If your beliefs are very spiritual and high in frequency, for example, that you are first and foremost a spiritual being living this duality for a reason, right? To remember who you are. And if you know who you are, that's a belief. There is no pain. Well, let's put it this way. There's no suffering. Pain, I think, you cannot avoid. But suffering, you can avoid. So this needs a little bit more time for us to go in depth. But I'm sharing this with you because these beliefs have changed my life, because the work I do has changed my life. And I was pushed into this out of pain and suffering. And then I found a way to become present. And we'll talk about presence as well. So it takes a little bit more time. Anyway, so number one, change your stinking thinking. 2, change your limiting beliefs unconsciously and consciously. And 3, keep your vibrations high. So keep your vibrational frequency high. They say that love is at 500 hertz. So you want to keep your vibration equal and above 500. Joy is actually higher than love in vibration, in the frequency. And peace, salam, is even higher. You know, salam alaikum is a very important expression. It's a very important belief. It's a very effective thing to wish somebody and to wish for yourself. And it is done not because you don't have problems or challenges or difficulties or pain. It is done besides the fact that you have pain, besides the fact that you have problems and challenges. This is strength. This is personal power. So now, how to keep your vibration high? What I usually do is, first of all, before I tell you what I do, I'm going to say that the earth is vibrating, or the cosmic rays are helping us move up in consciousness, helping us move up in a higher frequency. We are in the 5th dimension. In the last 30 years, the vibrational frequencies of the earth has gone up, and we are made in order to match the vibrations of this earth. Okay, despite everything that's happening. Now there's a big transformation happening. There are people who are still in the ego-based consciousness, and there are people who are struggling, and they're going to decide whether to go down that low road towards an excess ego, or towards control, which leads to evil, or we're going to go higher to that high road to success and happiness and joy despite everything, because you're increasing your vibration. Okay? So you are responsible for your emotions no matter what. Does that make sense to you when I say you are responsible for your emotions no matter what? Thank you. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's simple, but it may not be easy if you have a lot of karma you want to clear. But I'll tell you one thing about karma. You can clear your karma just by knowing who you really are, a spiritual being first and foremost. Now, I can guide you with this if you're finding this difficult, because I at first found it very difficult, to be truthful, but that was decades ago. I'm doing a lot better now. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's my philosophy. So another thing to raise your vibrations, my friends, is to practice presence, capital P. Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about this. He's another teacher of mine. Richard Moss, great conscious person, talks about this as well. And to be present is actually not that difficult if you practice a little bit. So all sensations in your body are in the present, or in the now. So what I learned to do, and you can learn to do, is to feel the vibrations that gives your body life. So as I'm talking to you, I feel the vibrations in my hands and my face and my body, and these vibrations are in the now. So if I make decisions, my decisions will be from my awareness, from my presence, and not from my ego. In other words, it's not the child that is in control, it's the awareness, right? You are the awareness of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness of your emotions. You are not your emotions. Does that make sense to you? Somehow. Okay. So let's go a little bit further, and then you can ask more questions, and I can go into detail if you want. Now, presence, when you have presence, you have the space to receive insights. It's as if you're letting go of the egoic mind and letting God send you insights. So let go and let the insights come. It's just that easy. It takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of discipline maybe. Okay? And once you get that, you've got the tip of the thread, and then it becomes easier and easier as you go along. All right? So if you want to, go ahead and close your eyes and breathe fast and deep for a couple of times. You can breathe fast and deep, and then do it 5 times. Let's do it together. I would like you to breathe fast and deep like this. 5 times, and then close your eyes and feel the vibrations in your body. All right, are you ready? All right, let's go. At the count of 3. What exercise can you do to get rid of your ego pride? Oh, wow. Well, presence is, Marianne, presence is probably the best thing to shed light on your excess ego or your low ego. You want a balanced ego. You do not want to get rid of the ego. You want a balanced ego. Presence is the best. In my opinion, of course, there are other ways, I'm sure. But try this, Marianne, and then we'll talk. So go ahead and breathe 5 times, deep and fast, deeply and rapidly. And then just focus on hearing the electricity or the vibrations, or feeling the vibrations in your face, hands, and knees. All right. So 1, 2, 3, breathe. Okay, keep your eyes closed and just focus and connect with the vibrations. These vibrations are the aliveness of your cells. Now, the aliveness of your cells, I consider to be your spirit, your higher self, your full potential self, whatever you want to call it, your divine self. When you're connected to your higher self, when you're connected to the divine vibrations, there is no ego, Marianne. There's no ego there. Your mind is not going to the future. It's not thinking. You're not thinking about the past, the future, the stories about other people, the stories about yourself. You are connected to the divine. Everything is perfect once you're connected to the divine. Do you understand a little? Does that make sense to you somehow? All right, great. So I would like to guide you with this. I'd love to do that if you're willing and ready. Just join me at Illuminations and take three appointments. And in these 3 appointments, I'll show you these 3 steps and how to practice them and how to anchor them and how to program them. And my promise to you is if you do this, if you're not already doing this, then my promise to you is that you're going to feel better. My promise to you is you're going to feel more joy and happiness and love and peace in your life. I know because I've been there. I know because I'm coming from far, like they say, and I used to have, you know, anger issues and hurt and etc. Like everybody that I know. But there is a way. There is a way to feel the divine. Thanks, Mary. Nice to hear from you. So yeah, that's true. That is true. So let's connect with the higher self, and you can connect to the vibes by just breathing and feeling and hearing the vibes. Okay? Now, I want to mention something that's important to mention, is that there is something called tough love, but not everybody can accept tough love. So my teachers, some of my teachers were extremely tough on me, and they were not tough on other people. And I used to ask them, why? Why are you being so tough on me? And they used to say, because you can take it. Well, I learned something from that. Only be tough with people who can take it. And I'm talking tough love. I'm not talking tough just to be tough or hard. I'm talking tough love if they accept to receive and to be guided with tough love. If you do not accept to be guided with tough love, then us guides do not have the right to be tough love on somebody who cannot accept it. This is an important thing that I've learned not too long ago, because my teachers were very tough, but they did help me. And they helped me in a very, very effective way, because I woke up. So if you're willing to wake up and you're willing to receive tough love, then you know where to go and where to come. But it's not for everybody. Shamanism, ayahuasca, wachuma, bobinsana, vilca, these sacred plants are not for everybody, because you will get kicked in the face every once in a while. You cannot be a shaman or a shamanic practitioner, in my sense of shamanism, without pain. It's impossible. If you're going to Peru and going to ceremonies with ayahuasca, you're going to feel pain. All right, so having said that, you can connect with your higher self and the vibrations by feeling the vibrations and then writing down on a piece of paper your question. So I'm feeling the vibration. Then I ask, or I write down on a piece of paper. It's easier. I can write down on a piece of paper whatever question I have, and you will receive an answer. And then you will realize who you really are, capital A. There are many ways to connect with your higher self. And I hope you give me the opportunity to show you what I mean. All right, so remember these 3 steps. And if you have any questions, I'm here. So we're done with the theory part. You've connected with the vibrations, which is your higher self. Now I'm open to questions. So please, if you want to, shoot.
I believe what are you saying, it's a little bit difficult, and it needs a lot of thinking deep about your problems and about how can you uh, consider life and consider your purpose.
Yeah,
So, like a lot of people are very poor, but at the same time, they are happy.
yeah,
And some people, they are very spiritual and they are very religious and they are terrorists. And some people, they are very rich and at the same time, they do suicide. So
yeah.
how you think about that? I mean, what is the happiness? Is it for money, fame, sex? What do you think about the happiness? Is it drinking? Is it what do you think about that?
All those are distractors, my friend. Okay, Hisham, all those are distractors, money or drinking or drugs or whatever. What I'm talking to you about is something a lot deeper. All I'm saying is that the substitute for the drinking, the drugs, the money, the substitute is your higher self. Once you connect with your higher self, Hisham, all of this is insignificant. Now, it might be a bonus to have money, might be a bonus to, experience certain things, yes. But happiness is not found in the external, my friend. Happiness is found in the internal connection with your divine self. You don't need to think, you need to feel. Does that make sense, Hisham?
See, I am passing a very difficult time now. I am passing a divorce time. So I have a lot of confusion about a lot of things, separation, going for another house, and even my daughter is traveling. So how can you help me of in this circle?
Okay, Hisham. Well, first of all, everything happens for a reason that serves you. You're getting separated and divorced. This is an opportunity for you to heal. This is an opportunity for you to transcend and connect with your higher self. Do you think we're in relationships to have fun all the time? It's not the case. I'm sorry to say, we are in relationships to trigger each other most of the time. Now, once we understand this, we can transcend, Hisham. I've been divorced too. Yeah, it's painful, I understand, but I learned a lot from it. And I'll tell you one thing, the only way that you can really expand your consciousness at a low level of consciousness is through pain. Pain is good. Everything is perfect the way it is. So yeah, Nilesh is saying it makes you emotionally strong and develops understanding about relationships. Of course, if it doesn't kill you, pain equals gain, Nilesh is saying. Yes, that's one way of putting it, but I would put it in a different way. I would say transcend it. Transcend it and adopt a higher belief, Hisham. And I can help you with that, but of course it's going to take a little bit more than 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And I've been there. I'm not talking theory. I'm talking through my experience. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Neil. Yes, Neil Donald Walsh. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, Nelsh. Oh, sorry. Okay, Nelsh. Remember to buy the book, Conversations with God, if you want to adopt empowering beliefs. Remember to buy the book, Practicing the Power of Now. Remember to buy the book, The Mandala of Being by Richard Moss. These are classics and will help you with your beliefs, your limiting beliefs and your patterns of thinking. And that will help you go to a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of frequencies. So I hope I shed some light on these basics. Now it's time to put it into practice. And again, there is a way and there is hope to find serenity, peace, and joy. Thank you, Mary. Mary's saying you can read my book, Focused, Fearless, and Aware. I'll give you my website. My website is markmalat.com. You can download my booklet for free and read it and see in the third section what I do for a living. I'm in Dubai now, but I travel a lot. So I'll just write down my website for you. Alrighty, folks. So Hisham, good luck with that. Keep smiling no matter what. I know it's hard, but you'll get through it and you'll transcend. Sometimes pain helps us to transcend. Okay, Hisham, keep in touch. If you need anything, I'm here. I've been through this before, and I think I may be able to guide you a little bit. And God bless, and talk to you soon. Asid is saying, how can you convince someone to get interested in these sessions and attend, especially someone who you know might need them? Very good question, Asid. But the point is, you cannot change people. Do not try to push the river. Everyone at their own pace. Does that make sense to you, Asid? Just accept. Once you try to change people, you're in the ego again. Don't even try to change people. Don't even try to convince people. Give them your truth. Either they accept it or they don't. It's all good. Alrighty. So talk to you soon. Keep in touch. You have my website, markmalat.com. Hope to see you soon. Celebrate life in the meantime, even if you're in pain. It'll be okay. It shall pass. It shall pass. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isham.